both Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani and Sir Jim Ratcliffe will need to sort Manchester United's playing squad ahead of the 2023-24 season should either complete a takeover. While Erik ten Hag needs the budget and players to strengthen, on-the-field progress is just one facet requiring the attention of new owners. The lack of progress with the takeover between November and now means whoever manages to purchase the Reds off the Glazers will already be on the back foot. The club has failed to progress off the pitch in recent years, and as a result there are three clear priorities to address for whoever takes over the hot seat at Old Trafford. Carrington. The problems with United's training ground at Carrington are no secret. Cristiano Ronaldo's controversial Piers Morgan interview highlighted the lack of development over the past decade, with the Portuguese great saying how surprised he was not to have noticed any major changes to the facilities. Morgan Schneiderlin supported those claims in an interview with the Daily Mail. He said, "The training ground needed to be more modern and other things needed to change. You could feel the atmosphere at the club wasn't great. I was very surprised. Players' unhappiness with the training ground should be reason enough alone to make updates a top priority. United know they are being left behind off the field by their top 6 competitors, and they need to catch up before they can think about challenging for the Premier League again." Old Trafford. Similarly to Carrington, Old Trafford is in need of a facelift. At one time, the Theatre of Dreams stood only behind Wembley for its grandeur. Sadly, it is now being left behind. Supporters who have travelled to Old Trafford in winter will know all about the leaking Stretford End roof has. While nobody wants to leave the famous ground like Tottenham Hotspur and Arsenal chose to do, a redevelopment akin to Anfield's main stand would be ideal. This is not just a matter which would please supporters, it would also make financial sense. Gary Neville was critical of the Glazers when Old Trafford was overlooked in favour of the Etihad for the UK and Ireland's joint 2028 European Championship bid. United will miss out on significant revenue by not hosting tournament matches, and the new owners must make sure they come up with a plan as soon as possible to put Old Trafford back on its pedestal. Transfers. While the two other points will go some way to guaranteeing long-term success and stability, new signings will also help bridge the gap between United and Manchester City. Perhaps the most damning evidence of this was January. With the Reds lacking goals and in need of a striker to replace Ronaldo, Ten Hag was forced into the loan market and the signing of Wout Weghorst. Unfortunately, the striker was nothing more than a stopgap for United and proved where the transfer policy needs to change. New striker in January was not a luxury. It was a necessity to help push the team on. Ten Hag was not given the backing he needed, and this needs to change moving forwards. Now